The haunted restroom at a gas station. The story you're about to hear is true, and it happened right here in Thailand. Another story is about a haunted restroom. Miss Bang-orn told me about it. She said she never imagined being haunted by a ghost like this, but it happened to her. Normally, she's been afraid of ghosts since she was a child, but she always told herself that ghosts don't exist, as her father taught her. However, about 3 months ago, she was on a business trip to Nakhon Ratchasima province. On the way, she stopped at a gas station restroom late at night. When she turned on the tap, instead of water flowing, a loud, high-pitched woman's voice came from the tap. She couldn't understand what she was saying. The voice was faint when the tap was turned on softly, and high-pitched when turned on loudly, until she could clearly hear her saying, "Help! Help!" Miss Bang-orn quickly turned off the tap and fled. I told my husband, but he didn't believe me. Just then, a gas station attendant came to give me change. My husband asked the young man if the restroom at the gas station was haunted. The attendant looked startled, then at me, and asked, "Have you been tricked, ma'am?" I was immediately certain that someone else must have experienced something similar. Otherwise, he wouldn't have asked that. I hadn't told him who the ghost was yet. My husband then asked the attendant, "What kind of ghost? Do people get haunted by ghosts often?" The attendant said, "Don't tell anyone that I told you," because the gas station owner had specifically told him not to tell anyone. The story the gas station attendant told was about a woman who died in the restroom. She was a customer who stopped by in the afternoon. It was very quiet. Everyone was gone. No one was filling up their cars. No one was using the restroom. So, it was the perfect opportunity for something terrible to happen. That woman's time was up. After she finished using the restroom, a deranged, sexually aggressive man entered and raped her, then strangled her to death. That brutal man lived near the gas station and often lurked around the restroom where women would peek. He was also a drug user. The police arrested him. At first, he denied it, but eventually confessed because his body, arms, and face were covered in scratches, and his flesh was still attached to various parts of his body. The corpse's fingernails and several other things made it impossible for her to escape. A sandal was also found detached at the scene. The body was found lying dead with eyes wide open, tongue sticking out of her mouth, terrifying. The first person who saw it screamed in fright. Initially, no one knew the restroom was haunted until one night, a woman needed to use the restroom. After finishing and washing her hands, she turned on the tap and heard a woman crying for help, but no water came out. The strange sound made the woman run out, terrified, and asked the gas station attendant what was wrong in the restroom. The attendant didn't know anything, so they went back to check but found nothing. The woman was convinced that something was amiss in the restroom because she hadn't seen anything unusual. I imagined it, but I really did hear a woman screaming for help. However, the people at the gas station didn't dare tell them that a woman had been murdered in the restroom before. Besides the first woman I encountered, there was another middle-aged woman who went to the restroom near dusk. While washing her hands, she heard struggling and thrashing sounds inside, like a violent struggle. This woman was strong-willed and didn't panic easily. She composed herself and crept to see what was happening in the restroom. She opened the door and looked inside, but there was nothing there. The sounds disappeared before the restroom door was even opened. After coming out of the restroom, she told one of the gas station attendants that there was something strange in the women's restroom, like a struggle. After that, people kept encountering strange things, especially people who go into the restroom alone often encounter each other at night. Mrs. Bang-orn's husband asked the gas station attendant why the owner didn't do anything about it. He said that soon customers would be too scared to go to the gas station. The young man replied that the owner had hired an exorcist to perform an exorcism, but the ghost was too powerful and kept returning. The exorcist said it was the spirit of a vengeful ghost who died from panic and intense anger. The attendant then hurried away, afraid the owner would see him and he'd be fired. That lesson taught Mrs. Bang-orn to always remind herself not to use public restrooms alone. Besides the fear of ghosts, she also had to fear criminals. Mrs. Bang-orn warned her friends to be careful after hearing this story. The next day, he passed by that gas station but didn't stop to use the restroom, fearing history would repeat itself. Instead, he went to another gas station nearby, which was much safer and more reassuring. Thank you for listening to Thai Local Tales. I'm Captain Piroj. Until our next journey together, take care, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next episode.